everybody, and welcome to today's vlog. Now, after the success of our hiking vlog when we actually climbed to the summit of Kinder Scout, I actually want to start doing a few more little adventures, especially around where we live and around our own countryside, which is absolutely beautiful. Today's going to be an absolute different one because what I'm going to do is have the GoPro on the entire time around. So I've taken time out, and this is my lunch break from work, and I'm going to go to the Hatfield Moors, to the nature reserve, and I'm going to do what is supposed to be about an hour's loop around the moors. This is a completely flat circuit and it should take no longer than an hour, apart from the fact I'm in trainers, which might be a good idea, might be a bad idea, we'll definitely see at the end. So please join me. I'm going to show you every single step of this gorgeous route around Hatfield Moors and all of the things that you can take in along the way as well. We are here now in the car park and I'm just about to set off, but for the first time ever I'm going to use the app Komoot. Now, we did have this on Kinder Scout, but unfortunately it didn't work. We were just so far away from anywhere that it wasn't going to do it. If you can see down here, there is a little tiny button that says record, so I am going to record the entire of the walk so that you can get all the statistics as well. William and I used to be on Strava, but we had a bit of a problem with Strava because people started contacting us who we didn't know, and it became more of a dating thing where people were wanting to actually do more than just exercise, and we're not down with that at all. So we did delete Strava for that reason. So let's give Komoot a go and see whether or not there's actually nice people on here that want to talk about walking and hiking. So here we are on the final approach to the Polish memorial that has been put here for the plane crash that was W5557. And like everybody else, I believed that the accuracy of this crash site was 100% until I got all the documents from the National Archives. Now, the crash actually happened about 2 miles away from RAF Lindholm. RAF Lindholm is over there, and the crash actually happened just outside of Route, which is over there. One of the things I can say for certain, especially if you look at the structure here of the plane, this is definitely a Wellington bomber. So for that, I was able to go back to the National Archives and to be able to find out that this is actually the crash site of R1073. Now, R1073 was a Wellington bomber with just 2 young gentlemen on board. One was aged 19 and he was from South Africa, and the other one was 20 years old and he was from England. What these 2 young gentlemen were doing was cloud chasing. They were, I'll get onto these metal sheets in a second, but they were actually from RAF Finningley, which is over there, and they were practicing coming in to land. Now, unfortunately, they went off track, they started chasing clouds, and they ended up crashing here on this piece of peat which has been left intact. All of the peat around it was cut, but this wasn't, and the reason being this is the most unstable part of the moor. So they couldn't recover the full remains of the 2 gentlemen on board, which is why this has been cut and left alone. In 1974, they did a big excavation, which is what these metal sheets are for. So these metal sheets are here because they had to bring diggers into the moor because they wanted to get the remaining body parts out of R1073. Unfortunately, even in 1974, it was really quite difficult to be able to do that, and so there are still some remains, as well as most of the Wellington bomber here, and this is now a war grave. Excuse me. So as beautiful as the monument is to W5557, if you see the tree line directly over there near Route, that is actually the crash site over there. But I'm not taking anything away. So many Polish men were here at RAF Lindholm. So many of them saw that runway as their final bit of home and did not come back for one way or another. R1073 crashed because of pilot error with the 2 young men on board. W5557 crashed purely because it ran out of fuel coming home. It ended up gliding in, hit some trees, and unfortunately crashed. There were 6 crew on board. The plaque over there on the island is to the 4 that died due to the crash. Only 1 died on impact, 2 died later at RAF Lindholm, and 1 died the following day at Doncaster Royal Infirmary. The 2 that survived was Barsdow and Pisarek. They went on to fight again the following year. I think it was about 7 months later. They were both up in different planes on the same bombing mission over Germany. Barsdow's plane was lost forever, presumed shot down over the North Sea, even though if you've seen my previous videos, I actually think that they made it back to the moors as well, and I do believe that their plane is here on the moors somewhere. And Pisarek, even though he crashed into the North Sea in his Wellington bomber, he actually survived the war and went on to live a very long and happy life over in America. So no, this is not the correct site for the correct plane, but do you know what? It doesn't matter. It's beautiful. These men should be remembered, and if anything else, we just need to pop another memorial up somewhere out here on the moor to the 2 men who, unfortunately, even though some of their bodies interred at Finningley Graveyard, unfortunately some of their remains are still over there in the peat on the island that they left as a Commonwealth war grave. Aye. Second, fuck. I don't actually pop it back in. We don't have 25 kilometers. Over 96 seconds now. How cool is that? Well, I hope you've enjoyed coming on my lunchtime tour with me. What an incredible place to visit. I come here all year round and I've probably done that walk 40, 50 times, not even kidding. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favourites, and we try to get out most weeks to be able to do it. So I hope you've enjoyed it as much as what I enjoy it. It is absolutely stunningly gorgeous out there. But that's not the only walk. There are loads and loads of walks around Hatfield Moors. Now, I don't like recording just general members of the public, even though I've probably got a few on today's. So I don't record when I'm at busy places. I tend to do it away from people. So none of my hiking videos, say in Derbyshire, where there's going to be loads and loads of people, there's going to be absolutely none of those where I record the entire thing, because it's just not fair on members of the public that are out for the day. However, here, close to home, unless somebody asks me not to record, I will record the entire routes, because I think it's really important to map the moors while they're here, and I really want more people to enjoy them. I can say the exact same for here as I did at Kinder Scout. I was out for an hour today. I did over 5 kilometres. I did not see a single piece of rubbish. Now, I videoed the whole thing, so you tell me if I'm wrong. There was not a single piece of litter out there, and that is what draws me to the countryside each and every time. Thank you so much for watching. We really enjoy being on YouTube. We don't do it for money. We do it because we absolutely love logging our incredible adventures. We upload every Thursday. Please hit the subscribe button, and if you're really interested in the things that we do, hit the little bell button as well, because that'll tell you every time we upload, which is every Thursday. Hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. Take care. Bye bye.